Welcome back to Arco di Trento for the Grand Prix of Trentino. There we are, right up in the north of Italy, close to Austria and Switzerland, 20 degrees. Well, is it getting a little bit cooler here? What a shame, but the sun still beaming down brightly over the Sarca Valley here, just over this 1,660-meter long circuit. And yeah, what a great venue, what a great spectacle. Just a wall of noise all over the place here. And at Sandro Lupino providing the fireworks in MX2, and Tony Cairoli, obviously the guy that everybody's come to see here in MX1. But great crowd here, crammed into every available space. And up there is a great vantage point. And if they ignore the racing for just a moment, these are the kind of views that they get to see as well. Absolutely breathtaking. We'll let you sit back and enjoy them actually, because if you've been with us all day, you'll know exactly where we are and why we are here. Round 4 then of the FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship. About to kick off with race 2. Tony Cairoli was a winner in Moto number 1. He's got the crowd on his side. He'll be looking to do it all over again here in his second race. This is the Grand Prix of Trentino. We're getting ready to go racing here in Italy. That has to be the most dramatic opening postcard that we've had in a while. The music, the location, the scenery, everything else. And if that doesn't whet your appetite to go racing here in MX1, then I'm afraid you're tuned into the wrong sport, because the riders like this, Tony Cairoli, Gauthier Paulin, Tommy Searle, Clement de Sal, Kenda Dijker, and the rest of the contenders in MX1, Max Nagel, of course, to name but just a few. These guys are fiercely passionate. They want to get a result here. Some of them are in the right place to get on the top step of the podium, maybe even second or third. But yeah, Tony Cairoli, Gauthier Paulin, and Clement de Sal, they were the first 3 in Moto number 1. Kenda Dijker didn't make a good start, but he got his way back to 4th place. He'll be looking to improve on that with a good start in this second race. Here's what it's like, though, at Arco di Trento. I'm going to take you a quick lap around this circuit. We did an onboard GoPro lap with David Philipparts and Christophe Charlier.
Ciao, sono Davide Philipparts, numero 19, Honda Garibaldi.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Christophe Charlier, numéro 23 pour le team Yamaha Rinaldi.
Let's go on board then with the Monster Energy Yamaha and Garibaldi Honda, Charlier and Philipparts through the first turn uphill into the very tight, tricky turn 2. Even Philipparts struggling through there on the onboard lap. Dropping down over the Monster Energy tabletop and then into the dip and then up onto the opposite side, onto the step up. Off cambered through here, falls away through the right-hander, and then horrible tight left-hand turn. Lots of crowning rock as the guys get on the gas, get up onto the plateau. Hard and slick through here as well, through this 90-degree left. Then it opens up, there's a slight step up, not the easiest thing to get up and over. But then we go left again, dropping downhill, back into the main arena area. As you've seen from our images already, absolutely packed in there. It's like a cauldron of noise. Through that tight right, heading uphill onto another plateau, but then turning left this time over a small tabletop, and then it's on the gas, second, third gear, pulling big whips in front of the Monster Energy station, over a step up, into the right-hander. Then we disappear out back for about 20 seconds or so over a small tabletop on the gas, hooking the gears. Second, third, fourth gear. Hard braking bumps over a small tabletop under the Monster Energy bridge and then into this very tight left-hander. Look at the rocks, the stones, the holes, the bumps through the waves. Those ruts are still there. And it starts to change direction uphill through the sweeping right-hander. Horrible braking bumps into here, hard on the brakes. And then we switch downhill. Short tabletop on the gas. Horrible bumps through there now as well. Landing off the tabletop. Through this off-cambered, sweeping 90-degree turn. Through the waves, dropping downhill and then popping up onto the plateau through here. Through the left-hander. On the gas, nice and easy because the back end will step out at any time. Through the slowest corner at the bottom of the hill. Going from nothing up into this tight left. And then dropping downhill again. A lot of riders using the very outside banking and then sweeping across the middle and the inside for this off-cambered right-hander. On the gas, second gear over the Monster Energy tabletop. And then we have the wave section. We have a triple, double, double, single, then a couple of corners, and then we're back at turn one after pit lane. But Dave Nichol, our race director from the FIM, gets the riders under starters orders. We're getting ready to go racing here for the second time of the day in MX1. Monster Energy 5-second board at the ready, the crowd on their feet. They want one winner and one result here. Tony Cairoli, nothing else will do. And it's 91 up the inside, matches Caro, who gets a good start, but Cairoli swoops into the lead again, Tommy Searle. And there's riders down at the back of the grid. I'll take a quick look at, riders going down in the background as well. 4 or 5 guys, I think I see a Suzuki in there. Is it DeSalle? I think it might be DeSalle. Just taking a quick look out. Philipparts, one of the guys gone down. And it was DeSalle as well. So DeSalle then, a lot of work to do for the Belgian. On the Rockstar Energy Suzuki Wild MX1, Tony Cairoli though. An open invitation. He swooped through turn one. Definitely got his starts dialed today. As we're on board with Guarnieri. Oh, off the side of the bike there, Filippo Bertuzzo. As he just caught his feet on the takeoff, but Kender Dijker in second position. Now, what will he do? Will he go after his teammate? Will he go after the overall Grand Prix victory? He won a moto 2 weeks ago in the Netherlands, here in Valkenswaard, did Kender Dijker, and he was strong here in moto number 1. But circuit conditions a little bit different. The sun getting a little bit lower. It's going to start to disappear around the back of the mountain, maybe. There's going to be some shadowy light, but good start for Xavier Borg on the Ice One Racing KTM in third place, just behind this guy here, number 9, Kender Dijker. And there is 121, Xavier Borg. Behind him, was that Barragan? Believe it or not, Jonathan Barragan, I think, is up there inside the top couple of positions here. Or is it, might be Rigon Salvez actually. It might be Ice One racers running pretty much together. But on board, oh, look how low the sun is here. Up onto the top, through the waves on that corner, working their way down towards the work area. Davide Guarnieri on the Marchetti Racing KTM. Over the line we go. So we've got Tony Cairoli, Kender Dijker coming through in second position. Third is Xavier Borg. Fourth is Tanao Leoc. I think actually, no, Rui Gonçalves in 999 in fourth place. Then we've got Jonathan Barragan fifth, Max Nagel sixth, Caro seventh, August Just is in eighth place, Simpson is ninth, Guarnieri 10th, Van Hoorbeek 11th, Stefano Dami is 12th, Paulan 13th, Strybos 14th, Leoc 15th, Nick Larson is 16th, Dugan 17th, Pierre Bertuzzo, Filippo is 18th, Tommy Searle down in 19th. He must have got held up in turn 1, in turn 2 because he was right behind Cairoli off the start. He swooped through there. You watch this. There's Tommy Searle, 100. Tony Cairoli just alongside him, banging bars with Max Nagel. Tommy Searle drops it across the front of the number 12 Honda. Perfect start there for Cairoli, look at that. Shifts his body, storms into the lead. And then on board here, yeah, look, Tommy Searle, Clement Desalle, David Philipparts, all going down, coming out of that first turn, second turn. Caro getting away with it for once, number 91. And Matthias Caro in 7th position. Tony Cairoli, though, our race leader here on lap 2. working his way around about a third, 2/3 of the way round. There's Tommy Searle already fighting through traffic. There's Clement de Sale as well, 25. He's also on the charge. Be interesting to see how far up the field they get because, again, you cannot afford to give the likes of Cairoli, De Dijker head starts here in MX1. Oh, Simpson! Simpson out of ninth place at the bottom of the hill. That's the right-hander before the wave section, so dropping down from the far side. So all the hard work done then, coming undone. And Petuzzo, Pier Filippo Petuzzo, 18th place. So Simpson dropping from 9th to 17th there. Gauthier Paulin, KRT, Kawasaki Racing Team, just behind Jeremy Van Hoorbeek, I think. Yeah, 9th and 10th, two Kawasaki pit boards. Going after August Just, the number 95 Elksny Honda rider. So 2 laps complete. And we are looking at Van Hoorbeek up the inside of August Just. Takes a position from the Latvian. So Cairoli leads, De Dijker second. Third is Xavier Borg. Fourth, Rui Gonçalves. Fifth, here's Jonathan Barragan. Sixth is Mac Nagel. Seventh is Caro. Eighth is Van Hoorbeek. Ninth is Just. 21 there is Gauthier Paulin in 10th. Then behind him in yellow, the 22 of Strybos on the Rockstar Energy Suzuki. Then in, is that 12th place? Davide Guarneri, Marchetti Racing KTM, just landing now. And then we've got Tanao Leon, Route 77 Energy, Honda. Gauthier Paulin around the outside of August Just, puts the squeeze on him, drops into the rut nicely. Chucks up a rear wheel full of roost into the face. Who's this going down? Ah, that's Simpson at the bottom of the hill. So Simpson losing a few positions. Tommy Searle going through, look. And there's it down there. We'll watch him just to the right-hand side. No, that was somebody else going down. Is that de Sale? De Sale going down again. So Clement de Sale making hard work of this second race. Not in the points just yet. That won't be a problem for him. It's just how many points he'll pick up. Of course, he was pumped after the first race. He had a good result, third in Moto number 1, but he was looking to get a good start. Probably got one initially, but then got tangled with Tommy Searle and Philipparts through the second corner. And look at Tony Cairoli making mistakes. Ken De Dijker all over the back of his teammate. Well, De Dijker, who finished 4th in Moto number 1, could afford to win this race, and Tony Cairoli could still be happy knowing that he wins the Grand Prix, but Tony Cairoli would love to win here. Love to pick up 2 race wins. Massively popular in Italy. The 6-time world champion. Very smooth. There's Ken De Dijker in second. Number 9 is big Belgian teammate as they head off down the back straight for the 4th time. Got the whole of that back straight as well. 8-9 seconds over Xavier Borg on the Ice One Racing KTM. Jonathan Barragan, STR KTM, still in 3rd place. Number 7, just behind this guy here, the Frenchman Xavier Borg. There is Barragan. Then Max Nagel in the red. He's in 5th place for Honda World Motocross. Then Rui Gonçalves now dropping down to 6th place. Matis Caro, teammate to Jonathan Barragan, finds himself in 7th. So Steve Turner will be chewing his fingernails and all sorts over there in pit lane because both guys inside the top 7 here, especially for this guy, Matis Caro. 3rd overall, brilliant 3rd overall a week ago at the Maxxis British Motocross Championship at Ling, behind Tommy Searle and Tanao Leon. Is this de Sale having another off? Tries to square off, makes a pass, does he? No, back end coming around and just trying a little bit too hard at the moment. Simpson going through. So Clement de Sale in 16th place. Caro down the inside of Rui Gonçalves. Not going to have any problems getting through there, I don't think, because Rui Gonçalves just starting to fall into the clutches of the Estonian, the Latvian, sorry. Oh, Massimo Zanzani just about getting his face took off there. One of the photographers, but getting close to the action. Wasn't expecting Rui Gonçalves to get through there, but Matis Caro. Here's 89, Van Hoorbeek, yeah, moving over for his teammate, Gauthier Paulin. Paulin, the quicker of the two riders. Van Hoorbeek still riding with a bit of an injury and still trying to pick up the pace. So Gauthier Paulin then moving up into 8th place. Like to see that picture. Just over 9 minutes gone, 25:42 on the clock. Xavier Bourg, 121, Ice One Racing KTM rider. The Frenchman in 3rd place. Got a good start. He's 8 seconds down on Ken de Dijker, who's in 2nd. That's him here, challenging Tony Cairoli, 2:22, for a potential race win here at Trentino. And Jonathan Barragan just about a second behind Xavier Bourg in 4th place. Max Nagel a couple seconds further back. So that battle there, look at the bottom of the hill. Xavier Bourg heading uphill onto that crest. He's got Jonathan Barragan, the Spaniard. Just needs to get some decent points on the board, just Jonathan Barragan, because he really is having a torrid time this year. The number 7 Spaniard, 18th before the start of the weekend. 16th and 15th, 14th and 20th. Hasn't been higher than 14th in the championship campaign in 5 out of the 6 races that he's scored in. Didn't score in the second moto in Valkenswaard a couple of weeks ago, but Matis Caro, though, his teammate, just a couple of positions behind him. And here's this battle going on. Look, Xavier Bourg, Jonathan Barragan, Max Nagel. Nagel would love to get ahead of these guys, finish in 3rd position. For all the hard work that he's put in, for the injuries, well, not the injuries, but for the problems, the virus that he had, the antibacterial infection in Thailand, where he was forced off the bike, he couldn't ride. And see, the team he rides for, based in Italy, close to the circuit, actually an hour or so away. Guarneri cruising. Guarneri's got a problem. So Marchetti Racing KTM rider Davide Guarneri looks like he's going to be pulling off the track here. Don't know what the problem is that bike? Oh no, he's decided to carry on. Can't get off the track there. So he's going to have to do a full lap. There's Clement de Sal. De Sal now up in the 15th place. So we've got 23 minutes 48 on the clock. As Guarneri just trickling over the top of the hill. Cairoli leads by the narrowest of margins over Ken de Dijker. Xavier Bourg is 3rd, Barragan 4th. But look at him, number 7, Barragan, coming under pressure from Max Nagel, who slots up the inside, but can't find a way through there on the Honda World Motocross. But look how they go from light into darkness as the sun disappears around the tall limestone cliffs here. Ooh, dropping down the inside. Max Nagel. Remember watching him around places like Lockett, the circuit in the Czech Republic, and just thriving on those kind of hard, stony, slick conditions. He's in a good position here in his 2nd race. Here's the 12, Max Nagel. And looking to go after number 7, Jonathan Barragan. Barragan on the STR, the Steve Turner Racing KTM, a privateer team. Not too much in the way of factory support coming to those guys. Of course, Steve Turner would love to get a major sponsor on board. And both riders, Jonathan Barragan there, number 7, currently 4th, and Matis Caro in 7th. Both inside the top 10. Caro just down in that bottom corner in the background. So looking good for the British team, now based in Belgium, of course. Logistic reasons, the reason why they're based there, as so many of the teams are now. Look at Max Nagel all over the back of Jonathan Barragan. Got to be so easy on the throttle. Just look how loose the ground is. You dump a handful of clutch on one of these 450s out of those corners, this back end is going to come round on you and spit you down in no uncertain terms. And Nagel just using the banking there, but normally so smooth on the power. Here's the German. Getting on the gas. Rolling the throttle on gradually. Trying to maximize the traction rather than throw it all away. Just needs a bit of a break, does Nagel, number 12. Finds a way past Barragan and Xavier Bourg. Maybe he'll believe in himself as they go to Bulgaria in a week's time. Barragan knows that Nagel's there around the outside of him. Pretty much similar lines last time around. But Barragan goes high and wide. Nagel tried to run it up the inside as they disappear once again into the depth of the shadows of the cliffs here overlooking the town of Trentino, Arco de Trento. Tony Cairoli at the head of the field, meanwhile, 2 seconds clear of Ken de Dijker, but this battle here for third position, 121, Xavier Bourg, he's in third. The number 7, Jonathan Barragan, he's in fourth. The 12 in red, Max Nagel in 5th place. A three-way battle for that podium position. The final podium step. Nagel looking good though, looking to make a move down the inside of Barragan, but Barragan, the last of the late breakers, he will outbreak anybody at the bottom of a hill, that's for sure. Max Nagel finding that out just there. Roger Harvey just getting in on the action down in pit lane as Nagel gets urged on by the Honda World Motocross crew. Kenny Bobryshev is here, but out with a fractured fibula. The smaller bone just behind the shin bone in the right leg, walking around or hobbling around on a cast and going everywhere on a scooter. Disappointed not to be riding here this weekend, Kenny Bobryshev, but Barragan down the inside of Xavier Bourg. Bourg just riding nice and tight and defensive. Knows there's a long way to go, 20 minutes plus 2 laps. That's a qualifying race time distance, that is. Yep, Guarnieri. Foot on the back brake. Just wondering whether it is a rear brake problem there or not. Right, what's he doing here? Adjusting something on the handlebar. The only thing I can work out there is the front brake reservoir. Xavier Bourg made a bit of a break for it. Put some distance between himself and the number 7, Jonathan Barragan, this time around. So suddenly, the Frenchman just getting a little bit of breathing space as Max Nagel now closes in on number 7, Jonathan Barragan. This is for 4th place because Xavier Bourg disappearing over the Monster Energy jump there in 3rd. It's one of those tracks, you cannot race it, you have to ride it, you have to think about what you're doing. Can't just go in all guns blazing, looking to make up rapid time immediately. Barragan getting the board pass now. See Xavier Bourg just disappearing there, but look at Nagel. Tenacious as he is, still struggling to find a way through into that 4th place. Just behind Max Nagel, Matis Caro now up into 6th. Gauthier Paulhan's dropped down to 7th place. Kevin Strybos 8th, Rui Gonçalves in 9th. So I'm not sure what happened there with Gauthier Paulhan or who else we lost, but Strybos 8th, Gonçalves 9th, Tommy Searle now 10th, Van Horbeek 11th, Tanel Leoc is 12th, Clement de Sale 13th, setting the fastest second sector on the track, but that's irrelevant to him. He wants big points as Max Nagel gets ready to wind it up around the outside of Jonathan Barragan, but just too far around the outside there. Having to be patient. Here's Max Nagel on the right-hand side in red, switching it to the left now as we change camera positions. Goes around the outside of the Spaniard. Does he get better drive? Goes deep. Oh, and he tries to cover the line there, does Barragan. And it comes right across and makes a mistake and allows Nagel to go through. So Nagel outfoxing number 7, Jonathan Barragan, and moves up into 4th place. Lorenzo Ressa, there's getting Bobryshev in the background. Just keeping an eye on what's going on. And look how quick Max Nagel has reeled in 121. Xavier Bourg on the Ice One Racing KTM. I stood with Adam Wheeler yesterday on trackoffroad.com, our journalist out there in the middle, but we're thinking actually the racing today would probably be processional, but in the qualifying race it was anything but. And once riders made a pass on somebody, didn't matter who it was, you could see the ground. If they were quicker, they would instantly open up gaps, and we've just seen that with Max Nagel. finding a way past Barragan, immediately onto the rear wheel of Xavier Borg. And Nagel challenging for third position in this second race here in Italy. And there he is, number 12, all over the back of the 121. Xavier Borg, though, really starting to get to grips with that Ice One Racing KTM. Nagel squaring him off. Just looking at the different line choices here. Not too much to choose from at the bottom of the hill there. Then it's hard and slick here. A couple of holes just to get into to turn off of the takeoff there. Just worn already. Right the way down. Barely a takeoff, in fact, but Nagel down the inside, hard on the brakes, opting for a tighter entry point in. Hard and slick on the way out, but who's that behind him? Matis Caro behind his teammate, Gauthier Paulin and Strybos, and Tommy Searle now up into ninth, haven't found a way past Rui Gonçalves. So Tommy Searle, after going down at turn 2, now on the charge and setting good lap times as well. 2:01.9 last time around. That's only about half a second slower than Tony Cairoli, our race leader, who's still got Kenda Dyker, his teammate. Whoa, the back end close to the outside of the track there for Max Nagel as he came into land over on the far side of the circuit. Look at this here. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. All starting to queue up now behind Xavier Borg. Bit of a mistake there from Max Nagel. We've been racing for 20 minutes in this second MX1 race. We're getting ready to go down to pit lane. And grabbing a quick word, but Nagel down the inside of Borg. Not going to go through there. Pops back out in the light. Disappears back into the shade. A little bit chilly up there now. As soon as you get out of the sunlight here. But then they drop back downhill into that sweeping right-hander. We're going down to pit lane. Here's Amy.
I'm down in the pit lane with Evgeny Bobryshev. Obviously disappointing for you to be missing out on this GP, but what do you think of the race so far?
Yeah, you know, I'm really crossing my fingers for my teammates. He's in the 4th position now, fighting for the 3rd, so I hope everything goes good. So, but like, you know, for my side, it's a bit, I'm really disappointed that I'm missing the race because all the guys racing and I'm watching, you know, that's, I have a strange feeling inside now.
Hope to see you back soon.
Max Nagel trying everything to find a way around Xavier Borg. Xavier Borg doing a great job on the Ice One Racing KTM. Not making it easy for the German, Max Nagel. But look who is closing in the background. Jonathan Barragan is closing back up on the STR KTM. Gauthier Paulin has found a way back into 6th position. Strybos has found his way to 7th. Matis Caro lost a couple of positions. That's him there behind the yellow. Suzuki of Strybos now finds himself in 8th. Tommy Searle a few seconds further back in 9th. And Rui Gonçalves is 10th. Clemente Sal on the Rockstar Suzuki is 11th. Then we've got Van Horbeek, Tano Leok, Sean Simpson, David Philipparts, August Just, Jason Dugan in 17th. Nikolai Larson on the 24 MX Honda. Santu Tiainen and Fabio Ferrari. Watch the leg here of, yeah, that was a lap ago. Max Nagel. Just up on the pegs, just big rocks up there, look. May as well just ride in a quarry. But 13 minutes to go. Cairoli, 3.3 now, his teammate de Dyker. Xavier Borg with his hands full at the moment with Max Nagel, Jonathan Barragan. There is Barragan, oh, almost into the rear wheel. Gauthier Paulin as he tried to find a way down the inside of the Spaniard. That would have been for 5th position. So here's 3rd and 4th here. 1:21 for Xavier Borg on that KTM, the orange machine. Then the red Honda, Max Nagel. He knows time is not on his side now. Even though we've got 12:40 on the clock, he has to find a way through because Gauthier Paulin is back on the charge. He's pulled that position back. He's going after Jonathan Barragan in 5th place. And once he does that, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't take Gauthier Paulin too long at all to get onto the rear wheels. Oh, and a mistake there, a stalled engine for Xavier Borg. He bump starts it, but he's also got electric start on that KTM. So Nagel eventually finds a way through then, albeit a mistake from Xavier Borg after fending off the challenge for so long. What, 11 laps in the race? Finally, the patience and the tenacity pays off for Max Nagel. So Cairoli leads then after 11 laps. 2nd, de Dyker. Those two guys 2.2 seconds apart. 3rd, Max Nagel on the red Honda. 4th, the orange KTM, number 121 of Xavier Borg. Then the number 7, just there in the white, dropping downhill now of Jonathan Barragan. Then the green Kawasaki of number 21, right there in that bottom corner, Gauthier Paulin. He's in 6th place. The yellow Suzuki, number 22, Kevin Strybos just here in 7th place. Mattis Caro still having a great ride inside the top 10. He's in 8th at the moment, just ahead of Tommy Searle. Tommy Searle in 9th place, and Rui Gonçalves 10th. Clement de Sal still about 4 seconds down off Rui Gonçalves in 11th position. So been a tough race for the Belgian, Clement de Sal. But here's Gauthier Paulin. He goes around the outside of Barragan and takes 5th. Gauthier Paulin then scythes his way past Jonathan Barragan, moves into 5th position. Next man on his radar, his former teammate, 121, Xavier Bourg. Of course, Bourg now riding for Ice One Racing KTM in orange. Tony Cairoli, our race leader. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Everything clicking into place for him here. Tony Cairoli. Out of the final turn. Kenda Dyker still there, though. 2.2 seconds it was. That gap now is 2-0, so just a little bit quicker from his teammate that time around. But I guess either way, we're looking at a potential Red Bull KTM 1-2 once again. Cairoli, he would have had, what, 2 wins? That'll be 50 points, 25 apiece. De Dyker, he'll pick up 40 for a 4th and a 2nd, 18 and 22 points. Then Gauthier Paulin looking at being on the podium at the moment, tied with Ken de Dyker, but Gauthier Paulin now on 40 points. Who's the next guy ahead of Gauthier Paulin, and how far away is he? Max Nagel. So if Gauthier Paulin finds a way onto the rear wheel and past the German Max Nagel, he will take 2nd overall in the Grand Prix. But we've still got 9.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Paulin out of sight there. There's Xavier Bourg, 121. He's in 5th place. The yellow Suzuki, Rockstar Energy Suzuki of Kevin Strybos, the Belgian, number 22, goes through in 6th position. Barragan being dropped now into the background in 7th on that number 7. STR, Steve Turner Racing, KTM. Tommy Searle now 8th. Mattis Caro in 9th place. So there's Tommy Searle in the background. He's had a good, strong ride in the 2nd race. Make no bones about it, Tommy Searle. This circuit, probably not one that I'd have said suited him at the start of the weekend, but Tommy Searle, who finished 5th in the first moto, he's still on course for picking up a whole bag full of points here in the remaining 8, 9, 10, 12 and a half minutes, something like that, which is still left to run. 8 minutes 40 on the clock, but we have 2 laps, of course. And Cairoli and those guys lapping around 2:04, 2:03. There's Xavier Bourg. He's 5th at the moment. He's got Strybos there in yellow, breathing all down his neck in 6th place. There are the gaps at the moment. The last 3 laps. Strybos. Yeah, and Xavier Bourg just taking a nervous look over his shoulder. Lets the Belgian through. Xavier Bourg, not sure if he's got anything left in the tank now. He spent so long up front, fending off the challenge and the pressure, soaking it all up from Max Nagel and everybody else, that really all he's had to do now is just yield. And there was no answer there, no reply to the Suzuki going through of Kevin Strybos. Jeremy Van Horby, he should be in 12th as he comes over the line, yeah, because Clement de Sal, 25, just gone through in 11th place on the yellow Suzuki here. Been a tough 2nd moto for the Belgian. Clement de Sal, who will probably drop to 3rd in the championship now as a result of his performances here this weekend. He'll be overtaken by Ken de Dyker, I would think. Clement de Sal. Got Rui Gonçalves just ahead of him. 9.99 in 10th place, so that would be 411 points for Clement de Sal. But losing ground on the championship lead of Tony Cairoli and Ken de Dyker this weekend. David Philipparts, Garibaldi Honda. Another rider who went down at turn 2. Having to do it the hard way here this weekend, the former world champion. Ooh, losing the front wheel as well, coming out of that left-hander. Getting on the gas, here he is, bursts into view now. And Philipparts is 15 seconds down on Sean Simpson in 14th place. So Simpson on the Ritchie Racing TM, about 3 seconds behind Tano Leok on the Route 77 Energy MVRD Honda. Then we've got Van Hoorbeek, De Salle, Gonçalves fighting over 10th place. There's Kevin Strybos, though. Could do with some floodlights up there. As the riders drop into the shade and then back out into the sunlight. Gauthier Paulin, though, green Kawasaki. The factory Kawasaki of the French rider, going after Max Nagel. A gap 4 seconds, though, between the French and the German. Nagel already out of sight round that corner and up onto this plateau. 1:16, just getting in on the act there. Mikola Paczynski out of the points at the moment for the Ukrainian. Strybos around the outside of him, at the bottom there in yellow. So 5.5 minutes to go. This is what it looks like after 14 laps. Kai Rowley now 3.3 seconds clear of Kendall Eicher. Max Nagel, Honda World Motocross, is third, riding number 12. This guy here, number 21 on the green machine, on the Kawasaki. Gauthier Paulin is fourth, but what a great ride Strybos is having there in fifth place. Number 22 on that Rockstar Energy Suzuki. He's pushing Paulin all the way to the checkered flag in this one. Xavier Bourg, he finds himself in sixth now after spending so long at the front of the field on the Ice One Racing KTM. Then it's Jonathan Barragan, Tommy Searle, and Matis Caro, with Rui Gonçalves just hanging on from Clement de Salle, who's about to break into the top 10 just here. De Salle goes around the outside of Rui Gonçalves, the Portuguese rider. Gonçalves probably not looking too comfortable out on this circuit here. He'll be looking forward to getting back to Portugal, Agata, in a couple of weeks' time, beginning of May. May 5th, I think, that weekend. But Clement de Salle, he has to push on here. He's found his way into 10th place. He's 5 seconds down on Matis Caro and was lapping quicker in traffic that time around. So it just depends whether there's just enough time on the clock for Clement de Salle to make any move on Matis Caro. Caro would still love to finish inside the top 10, though. Gonçalves coming under pressure from 89, Van Hoorbeek, as they hit that Monster Energy jump in the opposite direction. Here's Tommy Searle. Searle in 8th place on the CLS Monster Energy Kawasaki Pro Circuit machine. Ooh, I tell you what, he looks like he's got Barragan in his sights. Is a back marker first, or has he found a way through? No, he's found a way through. So Searle has found a way past Barragan and moves into 7th position. A great ride for the young Brit now. Really pushing on. Starting to get to grips with that big 450 Kawasaki in his rookie season in MX1. Rider just ahead of him, Xavier Bourg then. So Tommy Searle knocking on the door for 6th position here and doing it the hard way. I mean, you look at what he did in Moto number 1, Tommy Searle. Started pretty high up and was there for the whole duration of the race. Started in 2nd position and then dropped down to 5th. But here he's picked himself up off turn 1. Turn 2, when he got caught with Clement de Salle and David Philippart on the exit of that 2nd corner, was right at the back of the field, outside the top 25 as he got going. And he's burst his way not only into the top 10, but he's in 7th place, going after Xavier Bourg, who's 3 seconds clear of him at the start of the lap. But we already saw Xavier Bourg maybe just starting to fade in the closing stages since about 8 minutes. So about 6 minutes ago. So Tommy Searle will just keep on pushing. I don't think he'll do anything about Kevin Strybos, who's about another 10 seconds clear, and pushing Gauthier Paulin for that 4th place. But Tommy Searle certainly looking good for another big bag of points here as Max Nagel bounces his way through the rhythm section at the top of the hill as he hangs on to that Honda World Motocross MX1 machine and hanging on to 3rd place and 20 points as well. And what a great boost of confidence this will be for Max Nagel, because Max Nagel, 11th and 16th at the opening round in Qatar. Nothing in Thailand. 2 6th place finishes in Holland as he rebuilds his 2013 season with a new team at Honda. And here he is looking at, what, 11th in Moto number 1 and a fine 3rd place finish Okay, so the consistency not quite there at the moment, but this speed from this race, a good start, the confidence that goes with that. He'll be looking forward to getting to Bulgaria in a week's time, that's for sure. So too will this guy, I would think. Antonio Cairoli. Haven't seen too much of him. How slow that corner is over there. Left, off-cambered, slightly uphill, through those waves, and he's got holes, rocks and ruts, everything thrown at you. Into the darkness as well, because the sun disappearing around the back of the limestone cliffs here in the Sarka Valley. And Tony Cairoli doing a great job of disappearing up into the opposite corner there in the background. Gauthier Paulin looks to have weathered the storm as Kevin Strybos here, 22, now starting to lose ground in 5th place, but looking good for the Belgian though. He's had a good ride in race 2. Clément de Sal with about 3 laps to go, depending on how quick Tony Cairoli goes through the finish line area. Just taking a quick look out of my window to see exactly where he is. I can see Ken de Dijker dropping down towards the work area pit lane. And Tony Cairoli now dropping into the final corner. So it's not going to be 2 laps to go this time around. We're going to have 3 to go. As Cairoli pops over the line now with about 15 seconds to spare. Clément de Sal still has time to find a way past Mathis Caro. In fact, he's found a way through on him. Mathis Caro's just there in the background. So as I took my eyes off screen just a moment there, just to have a quick look out the window to see Cairoli going through. Clément de Sal now finds himself in 9th place. Mathis Caro would still love to hang on to a top 10 finish though. Where's his teammate? Barragan, just ahead of him. So here's de Sal in 9th place. And how far behind Barragan is he? Still pushing. Barragan over the line now, so there's only about 2 or 3 seconds between Clément de Sal and Jonathan Barragan. So with 3 laps to go, Cairoli 7.2 seconds clear of de Dijker, Nagel 3rd, Paulin 4th, Strybos 5th, Xavier Bourg is 6th. Xavier Bourg, though, is a second or so ahead of Tommy Searle in 7th. Then we've got Barragan, the number 7. He's in 8th place. De Sal is in 9th place. Then Caro here in 10th, coming under pressure from the guy in blue on the green Kawasaki, Jeremy Van Hoorbeek. So Mathis Caro, 12th in moto number 1, currently in 10th place here in the second moto. Really a steep learning curve for him in terms of getting up to speed and getting his fitness dialed in. He missed the first part of the year, but not sure if he's going to challenge Van Hoorbeek here. He'll probably just let him go through. He knows after the problems that he's had, probably just better to bring it home, pick up some decent points than try and risk everything, trying to stay ahead of somebody that maybe just a little bit quicker than you the last couple of laps of the moto. So Van Hoorbeek then slots neatly into 10th place. Caro drops to 11th. But Tony Cairoli slots into another berm out on his circuit here. Coming up into turn 1 here. Turn 2, the 2-lap board being readied for the 6-time world champion. And he's about to reach another milestone here this weekend. Not only another Grand Prix race win, another Grand Prix victory, but one that will tie him on 57 with Joel Smets for the 2nd highest number of Grand Prix victories. Then, of course, it's open track then to Stefan Everts, 101 wins, of course. There's de Sal, Barragan just ahead of him. So he has whittled that gap down. Jonathan Barragan, though, not laying down here in this second moto. He still wants to push on, wants to keep Clément de Sal behind him. That gap has halved for what it was a lap ago. De Sal will know that. He'll probably think he's just got a bit of time on his hands here in which to do something about Jonathan Barragan. Tommy Searle, meanwhile, is 9 seconds, or 11 seconds actually, down on Strybos. So that's looking good for Tommy Searle, who's found a way past Xavier Bourg. So Searle in 6th place. Just here, look, just found a way through on that last lap. But good ride still, though, from Xavier Bourg. Good, consistent riding. 8th for him in moto number 1. 7th here in the second race. Talking to Antti Pyränen, the team manager, on our MX Live TV show earlier. Yeah, the plan is obviously just to get both guys inside the top 10 in the championship. And Well, Xavier Borg certainly doing that today. Rui Gonçalves just probably having an off weekend. Conditions maybe not to his liking, but these conditions not to everybody's liking, it has to be said. The amount of stones, loose, rubble, rocks, that kind of thing, the hard, slick ground. But this guy here, I'm very impressed with the way that Tommy Soehler's ridden this weekend. Picking himself up off the deck at turn 2, right at the start of the race. He's pushed on through, and I think that will also give him a bit of belief, knowing that his fitness, working through the field like that, is knowing that he's moving in a step in the right direction. So too, this guy, number 9, Ken Didika. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing down past pit lane as Tony Cairoli starts the final lap. Didika into the final corner now. Exits the turn, hits the finish line jump, and the gap between them is all the way out now to 9 seconds. But there was never any doubt in Tony Cairoli's mind, despite a difficult qualifying race yesterday. He has showed the speed around here during practice and pre-qualifying and all the sessions, but he's woken up, got out of bed on the right side this morning. The crowd love him. Nice. Nice knack-knack over the Monster Energy rig jump. Didika will probably do one through there as well in about 9 seconds' time. But Cairoli, what can you say? He took the gamble, went about 20 gates over to the right-hand side, going into a left-hand turn, picked his spot, swooped in from right on the outside, picked up the Get Athena whole shot award in Moto number 1. He did the same in Moto number 2, goes past Nick Larson there, 249, who's in 18th place on the 24MX Honda. And Tony Cairoli has just been absolutely sensational again this weekend. Hasn't always been the case at home for him. But today, wow, you cannot question the guy's concentration, his motivation, his intention. Takes a look over his shoulder, sees his teammate dropping uphill in the opposite direction. The crowd have come in their tens of thousands here, and he has not disappointed them as he works his way back up onto the hilltop. The podium is going to be awash any moment now because Tony Cairoli whips it sideways. Everybody will run across the start straight area, make their way down in front of the skybox to watch this guy stand on the top step of the podium yet again. And he'll do so for the 57th time. A big wheelie down past pit lane. His buddy Andrea Dovizioso is here this weekend. Out of the final corner, Tony Cairoli wins at home. He wins here at Trentino. And it's win 57 for the 6-time world champion. And already the fans celebrating and trying to get a piece of him. But they'll just burst the banks and rip the fences down, and they'll run down there to the left of your screen to the Monster Energy podium area. Ken Didika comes over the line in second. Jill Cox, she's ecstatic.
I'm scared.
Getting ready to welcome him in. Here he is, or he should be there in a moment. Of course, we'll cut straight to Amy Dargan. But Didika second, Nagel third, Paulin fourth, Strybos, Searle, Borg, DeSalle found a way through to 8th, Barragan 9th, and we wait for Jeremy Van Hoorbeek to come over in 10th.
Tony Cairoli, your 57th career GP victory at your first home Grand Prix of the year. How do you feel?
Yeah, it's nice, very nice, especially to win here in Italy in front of a lot of Italian people. An amazing crowd, and I'm really happy, and thanks to everybody for coming over. See you next time.
Congratulations.
And already looking out of my window, everybody running down the start straight to the podium area because there's no support races, no MX3, no Europeans, no nothing. Now, so they've got a free rein to the podium, and they're going to run right across the track through the tunnels to make their way to see Cairoli on the podium for the 57th time. A great moment for him, Red Bull, Tony Cairoli, Claudio De Carli as well, who's been with him every step of the way. What about Max Nagel, though? Honda World Motocross, third in the race for him. We won't see him overall on the podium, of course, but we will see Gauthier Paulin. But Tony Cairoli, a winner here at Arco de Trento, round 4 FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship for the 57th time. The flag says it all, Tony, 222, simple design. No need to complicate things. That's exactly how Tony Cairoli kept it in Moto number 2. Just like he did in Moto number 1, in fact. Swept around the outside, a start to win finish, wire to wire, as they say. And we already see the guys converging down there towards the podium. Some, of course, will probably want to get into the queue to get out of here as soon as possible because it's a work day tomorrow. I can see some guys nicking off with the GoPro signs from the first turn. Not sure if they're actually GoPro workers or if that's just people helping themselves. Nice bit of back garden furniture for the summer. But it's going to be a very noisy podium down there in a few moments' time. You see them crossing the track here now, look, like ants. So first race went to Tony Cairoli. Race number 2 belongs to Tony Cairoli. So Cairoli victorious then, Moto number 2 from De Dijker, Nagel, Paulin, Strijbos, Searle, Borg, De Salle, Barragan, with Jeremy Van Hoorbeek 10th, Matis Caro, Rui Gonçalves dropping down to 12th ahead of Tenno Leoc, Sean Simpson, David Philipparts, Jason Dugan, August Just, Nick Larson, Santu Tienen, and Fabio Ferrari. Guarneri will be disappointed not to finish the second race. Saw him pull up, not sure what the problem was, but lots of space down there. The new podium, the new skybox. There's the winner's bike, Tony Cairoli. Everybody gets the best seat in the house here with this new skybox, a great addition to the FIM Motocross World Championship. The waiting zone, the skybox, the podium, the VIP access, everything all up there, all ready to go. Imagine what that's like at the Motocross of Nations in Germany at Teufenthal at the end of September. But here we are, round 4, FIM MX1 Motocross World Championship. The hordes of fans making their way down to the podium area for a slice of Tony Cairoli pie. Third overall this weekend going to be Gauthier Paulin on the Kawasaki. Second is going to be Ken De Dijker and Tony Cairoli, the overall winner here. 2 race wins. Right, here we go. Podium time. Kawasaki Racing Team, Gauthier Paulin takes the 3rd step of the podium. This weekend, it's been a long, hard, tough weekend. Ken De Dijker, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. Second, listen to the noise here, Tony Cairoli. Great reception for Antonio Cairoli. The diminutive Sicilian, the little pocket rocket, Antonio Cairoli, stands on the top step of the podium for a 57th Grand Prix equaling record time in his career. Of course, Joel Smets tied with him now. Or he's tied with Joel Smets now, I should say. Renato Veronese, Sports Council Arco de Trento, hands the 3rd place trophy to Gauthier Paulin, the 2nd place trophy to the Red Bull KTM of Ken De Dijker. Gianfranco Pasqua, organiser of the Grand Prix here, and done a great job as well, just like in MX3 last year, of course. It always helps when you get a winner from your home country winning. Fabio Laseri, FIMI Vice President, so the Vice President of the Italian Federation. But look at the noise that's generated. Certainly going to be one of the biggest wins for Tony Cairoli. Doesn't get any better than that, does it really? Ugo Rossi, the health counsellor for Trentino Alto Adige. Not sure what that is, but that's the title anyway. As he hands the winner's trophy to Claudio De Carli on behalf of KTM, of course, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. And I bet there's a lot of people singing the Italian national anthem today. Of course, before that, we've got the red plate being presented by Dr. Wolfgang Schröb, the president of the FIM Motocross Commission, to Antonio Cairoli. It's going to be pandemonium down there in just a moment, as the Italian national anthem is about to play for Tony Cairoli. Well, it's party time here at Trentino. Here's the Italian national anthem. Great response from the crowd, a great reaction as well for Tony Cairoli, the overall winner here at Arco di Trento. The Grand Prix of Trentino. KTM, though, winning manufacturers this weekend. Nice moment there from Claudio De Carli, savouring the atmosphere as well. Not sure who's the most proud Italian up there, Antonio Cairoli or Claudio De Carli. Either way, between the two of them, they've amassed 57 Grand Prix victories in each other's company. And Tony Cairoli is going to celebrate tonight, that's for sure. So too Ken de Dijker, second overall, and Gauthier Paulin on the podium again in 2013 for Kawasaki. But what a dominant display from Antonio Cairoli. The crowd, the noise, the pandemonium, the atmosphere, absolutely electric, all for the little guy just there. And he is on fire right now. And he is going to be a tough guy to crack. Hands the bottle down to the fans, and I guess they get to share the champagne success. Here's how he did it in race 2. The gate dropped, and Ken de Dijker up the inside, not there this time, but Tony Cairoli right from the middle, swooped across. Tommy Searle was there in second. Right behind him was Clément de Sane and David Philipparts, but both those guys went down at turn 2. Xavier Bourg led the way initially, but came under pressure from everybody, from anybody. Tony Cairoli, from Gauthier Paulin, from Kevin Strybos, from Tommy Searle. And eventually, Tony Cairoli, though, was the guy who led. De Dijker got himself in a second. Third was Max Nagel for much of the race. Tommy Searle, great ride through the field for him. After going down at turn 1, he got himself back into 6th place. Van Hoorbeek just inside the top 10 with this move on Matis Caro, but Clément de Sane, after going down at turn 1, got himself into 8th place by the time the checkered flag fell. That will not seriously dent his World Championship aspirations, but he's definitely lost a lot of points on this guy here, Antonio Cairoli, who made it 2 wins out of 2. He took his 57th Grand Prix victory, and he was the winner here in Trentino. And hopefully any moment now we'll be able to grab a quick word with our World Championship leader. Antonio Cairoli should be there with Amy Dargan. Look at the people down there. Here's Tony Cairoli.
Tony Cairoli reaching another career milestone here today. Have you enjoyed this weekend?
Yeah, as you can see from the podium, there was so many people for me supporting, and they make so much noise around the track, and this is good for our sport, and I enjoyed a lot. It's true that this is not one of my favorite tracks, but the people here work really hard and they make the best of it, and the track was good. I had 2 good starts, that was really important for this track, but I'm really happy for everything, and yeah, see you next time. Ciao a tutti, è stata una grandissima giornata, grazie a tutti, ci vediamo alla prossima gara a Maggiore in Italia, mi raccomando ancora più numerosi.
Well done, great job, we'll see you in Bulgaria.
Well said, that man. Of course, yeah, we go to Maggiore a little later on in the year as well, but good credit where it's due as well for the organisers here at Arco di Trento. They have put on an absolutely fabulous Grand Prix here at Trentino. And for all the right reasons as well, the great location, great circuit, great racing. Of course, Tony Cairoli, a double race winner here, but the amount of work they put in just to get the depth in the soil, the conditions as perfect as they were, takes a lot of hard work. Well, that's all we've got time for here, I'm afraid, but Tony Cairoli, your overall winner here. Ken de Dijker second. Gauthier Paulin third. We go to Bulgaria in a week's time. My name's Paul Manning. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week when we do it all over again at Sarajevo in Bulgaria. We'll see you then. Bye for now.